What musicians would I like to have on Power Chord? It's a tough question. I think there's a lot of obvious people, some legends. Big Stones fan, big Zeppelin fan. So Keith Richards, Jimmy Page, of course, would be incredible to get to meet and interview and talk to. That said, I have read a lot on both of them. I've read Keith's biography, autobiography, numerous other books about the Stones. So I feel like that might be done a little bit. Although on a personal note, Keith is probably who I'd want to meet the most. There's a number of artists who are no longer with us who I think would be fantastic to meet. I mean, it'd be great to meet Jimi Hendrix and talk to him and, learn how he approaches the guitar because it's in such a unique way. Graham Parsons, I would love to be able to talk to because I'm such a huge fan of his, and I think the way he combined different musical styles was just brilliant. Boy, if there's one guy who can make me tear up, it's Graham Parsons. Tanya Donnelly, I think, would be a great person to interview. She's someone I would certainly like to. I mean, I think she's got a very interesting way of approaching songwriting, especially through her Swan Song series. But her evolution, I think, is really interesting from, being kind of an alt darling with the Breeders, throwing muses and her own band Belly, up to her own solo work, which takes on folk and country and a lot of other things, while still at times being kind of hard and alternative. So she would be really interesting, I think, to talk to. I think, though, in terms of deceased musicians, I think I would go with Ian Stewart, who was a founding member of the Rolling Stones and an incredible piano player. I think it'd be really interesting to talk to him. I mean, after being more or less fired by Andrew Loog Oldham, he became their tour manager and still played and recorded with them, but was really kind of relegated to the sidelines because he didn't have the look that the rest of the band had. And I think it's amazing, that he stuck with the Stones, until he passed away, continuing to play music and continuing to support them even after all of this. So I think he would be someone really interesting to speak to because, I think, there's a lot of character to that. As a guitar player and a guitar nut, a gear nut, I guess, I think David Gilmour would probably be an incredible guest. I would certainly want to pick his brain about gear for hours. The guitar tones he gets in a lot of his songs, Comfortably Numb, who doesn't talk about that guitar solo, and the tone that he has in that. But there's some stuff in Animals and Wish You Were Here and Dark Side of the Moon, which I think is just incredible as well. So I think he'd be a really interesting person, but that's, certainly much more of a technical thing. But that said, I think David Gilmour kind of works in a more technical sort of way. Like, I think lyrics, at least, take a back seat a lot of times in his work. Who else would I like to interview? Well, I guess maybe that's a good three, I guess. Tanya Donnelly, David Gilmour, and Ian Stewart. Let's go with them.